and welcome to this week's edition of India Inc. 2.0. I'm Nayantara Rai. This week we've travelled to Chandigarh to a 34-acre factory of Max Ventures. I'm here to interview the 34-year-old Sahil Vachani, the managing director of Max Ventures. What is he doing to make sure the Max Group enters the next wave of growth? Let's find out. And here's that promised interview. I'm with the Managing Director of Max Ventures, Sahil Vachani. Sahil, first up, thank you for inviting us to your factory.
Pleasure.
You know, I have to begin by asking you this question. You could have literally done what you wanted. You're also being tutored, if I may say so, or groomed by one of the best in Indian business, Mr. Analjeet Singh. How did you zero in on manufacturing specialty film with a Japanese company?
No, thank you for being here. It's a privilege to talk to you. So, firstly, I think for me to be mentored by Bass, as we call him, as you know that well, is an absolute honor and privilege. Actually, this business is a legacy business of the Max Group. It's been part of the Max world for the last 30 years. Very few people know of it because they know of Max as a healthcare company or a life insurance company, and before that, telecom. But Max Specialty Films actually was one of the first businesses that that the group started. It makes polymer film, and when I joined the business a year and a half ago, I just have a huge affinity to the world of manufacturing. I'm from that world in my past, and I said we must find a way to reinvent and re-energize this business. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But one of the ways of re-energizing this business has been through the partnership that we forged with Toppan, who are a multi-billion-dollar group in Japan and are fantastic partners for the business and for us.
You know, not only have you spearheaded that partnership with Toppan from Japan, I believe you've also been instrumental in getting New York Life back into the Max Group of families. Do you want to talk about that as well?
I don't know if I've been instrumental in any of this, but I have been a part of it, absolutely. New York Life has a fantastic relationship with the Max Group. You know, Max New York Life was founded with New York Life, and they decided to exit their global businesses and focus on the US market. But obviously, as an insurance company, they've got an arm that they can use to, invest in various entities. And with the new businesses that we were looking to do, and what we call the wider world of business, that as we were exploring, we reached out to New York Life, and they were very happy to partner with us. It's a huge reaffirmation of the faith that they have in the group, in our sponsor. And that's a lot of responsibility to carry, so yeah.
Yeah, and now while I'm at your factory, what I also see is a lot of construction happening that side. You're clearly expanding.
That's right. We are doubling our capacity from 35,000 tons to 70,000 tons. The project is coming along well, and like I said, the whole idea was to find ways to reinvent, refresh the business. And Toppan coming in as a technology partner, as a strategic partner, is one of them. And also increasing our capacity, because over the last 7 or 8 years we haven't really acquired the optimal level of scale that we would have liked to.
And you're going to do all of this only with Toppan?
Yes, that's right. Toppan is a joint venture partner.
No, I know that, but yes. I meant whatever you do in the packaging world is going to be with them?
No, Toppan is a huge potential area of synergy. Their business is a huge potential area of synergy for us. They are consumers of BOPP film. They have the technology for high-end films that they've developed. But our business is for the last 25 years with all the leading brands in India, in addition to Toppan. So we work with many of the leading brands in the FMCG space that you know, and so it's with them and also with Toppan.
So you know, while we were driving here, the taxi driver actually told us that this entire area, the village, has been adopted by Mr. Analjeet Singh, and it's after his father, and you guys take care of everything. So you're responsible for this area as well. Is that like CSR or what?
We do what comes naturally to us. You know, Max is all about, and the institution of Max is all about taking care of people. and doing things in a certain way with very high level of credibility and responsibility. So we don't usually like to classify this as, in a sense, a CSR initiative because we have to do it, but a lot about what we want to do, and there's a lot of employment that is generated, and we want to upgrade the level of skill sets, of capabilities.
So are you generating a lot of jobs here?
Oh yes, absolutely. We currently employ more than 600 people, and with the new expansion, that's going to increase significantly. So our focus is on helping this small village and the community that we're in, not
so
just
with.
Like
to hire locally?
Oh, absolutely. We prefer to hire locally, but it's not just about job creation. It's about helping them with their infrastructure. It's about enabling them to build a better life, and how we, in our limited way, can do that to the best extent possible.
Now let's talk about what the markets will also want to hear. What can we expect going forward from Max Venture? We've seen your quarterly numbers.
Right. So no, Max Ventures is, like I said, has been a vehicle for us to explore newer business opportunities. We've identified 4 verticals: manufacturing, like I explained to you, which was a legacy business, and to grow this business. The other 3 being real estate, education, and an investment arm. We have made some rapid strides in the real estate world, and we've announced 3 projects in NCR primarily.
At a time when the property market is so dead and doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
Which is probably a good time to get in,
Yeah, it's a
right?
good time to get in, yeah.
So, no, but a significant portion of our development is office space, which is commercial office space development, and the demand and the supply of office space development, particularly in the NCR, has kept up over the last few years. We believe that what we are looking to create, particularly in our real estate venture, is spaces that add value to people's lives in terms of design, in terms of light, in terms of efficiency, in terms of quality of workspaces, and a lot of organizations and best-in-class organizations are looking at that. They're looking at how do we create better...
But what is going to be your differentiator? Because, you know, you still already have a lot of fantastic real estate companies in the Delhi NCR. You see some very top of the, you know, great buildings out there.
Sure. So we want to create buildings that really keep the consumer at the heart of it, or the employee, for example, an office space, the employee who's working in a company at the heart of that building. How do we ensure that our building is designed to make him or her more productive, him or her give them more light?
Are you having enough parking?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so combination of a sense of design, the aesthetics, the efficiency, thinking through what is required to improve productivity, increase efficiency. Most companies are moving towards lesser square foot per person, in a sense, than that there has been in the past.
So is it going to be all rental, or you're going to sell
all
it
of
out?
these, not to sell. It's all to.
So then you'll REIT it out later. You'll list
Well,
a real estate investment
we don't know
trust?
that. We don't know that yet. But with the infusion that we've had from New York Life and Topan, we've been able to create the equity capital for ourselves to be able to do this. So we are doing that.
So you own these land parcels already?
Right.
You've already bought them?
So we've done a joint development agreement for both. So we've got the rights of developing it and leasing it out. So relatively asset lighter.
Tell us who you've signed these agreements?
So one of them is a captive land bank that we own with Max India, which used to be Max's headquarters in Delhi, which is in Okhla. And the other is a project that we are doing on the Delhi-Noida toll. So we've carved it out directly for Max, for the underlying land from the authority. So not kind of with a developer.
Delhi One, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the development, but we've carved our piece out of there and doing it directly, in a sense.
So you stand to gain from the Four Seasons next door, right? I guess they're the ones coming up with it.
That's right. But I think what we are looking to create is an oasis and a building which is best in class in terms of the quality of design, the aesthetics, the efficiency, and so on and so forth.
So how much are you investing in the real estate business?
So the real estate business, the total investment is going to be about 600 crores, which is spread over our building here in Delhi One campus, our project in Okhla, and a small residential development that we're doing in Dehradun.
Oh, you're doing one. Is that going to fit in very well with your wife's business, Antara Senior Living in Dehradun?
I hope so, yes.
Are you going to compete with her?
No, I can't compete with her.
You'll be dead meat if you do.
Exactly. No, it's a completely different offering. senior living is a very specialized and focused offering. This is a very standard residential offering that we have in Dehradun. And also, there is a huge deficit of trust that people in the NCR have with real estate developers. And if we are able to keep, like I said, the consumer at the heart of what we are developing.
Develop on time.
Or not just
and
on time, but
time.
thought through. And also on time. There is a space, we believe, for a brand like Max to become the preferred choice for real estate in this part of the world.
And with that, I'm going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes to continue our conversation with Sahil Vachani. Welcome back. You're watching India Inc. 2.0. I'm Tara Rai. Today we've traveled to Chandigarh to Max Ventures factory to talk to Sahil Vachani, the managing director. Sahil, we were talking about your real estate business. You were telling me about how the 2 commercial projects and there's going to be 1 residential in Dehradun. So you've got all the funds in place. You already told me about the joint development agreements.
That's right. So see, New York, Max Ventures created a pool of capital with the New York Life investment and the investment that we made, that Topan made with our packaging films business. We're deploying that primarily into 2 real estate projects, which is, like I said, the Max Towers that we're building in Delhi 1 and Max House in Okhla to redevelop that into office space.
But this Max Tower is going to be for Max India or is for third party?
A third party.
Okay.
Some of it has been pre-committed to Max Group entities.
And that was done at arm's length?
Yes, absolutely. And it's going to be leased. So,
okay.
It will be done at arm's length, of course. And then, like I said, we're doing this expansion here. So in total, we've got an overall capex plan of about 850 crores.
For how long?
Over the next 3 years, of which the manufacturing plant coming up here will be up in about 6 months from now.
Okay. So by when will you ramp up the capacity?
By March 2018, we will have this additional capacity on stream.
Okay. So the other third area you spoke about in the past as well is education.
That's right.
What's happening on that front? I mean, I've not seen any announcement as yet.
As you can tell, we've been a little busy over the last year or so, but we're still contemplating our moves on the education vertical. It's, the Indian regulatory framework is challenging for...
That's a state-wise different.
State-wise different for a for-profit company to operate in the education space. We are evaluating that in detail and also looking at other opportunities.
So you might drop the education plan, you think?
Because
it's challenging?
Well, that's not a reason to drop it, to be honest.
No, because it's a for-profit company. You're seeing a lot of regulations that are coming out.
For us, obviously, we have to we have to consider regulations. There are for-profit schools that exist in India already. So I don't think that it's impossible to do it, but for us the larger concerns are going to be around bandwidth and ability to execute.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we've tried to keep our team as lean as possible, and as I explained to you, there is almost 850 crores of capex that we have committed. So my focus would be to first get this right, in a sense, and to get this get this capex to be productive and to create successful projects. So the factors partly are regulation, but partly our bandwidth as well. So we're still in the evaluation process. We haven't decided to delay or to go in, but we are evaluating many opportunities at the same time.
So you've mentioned how you have this 850 crore rupee capex. You've already raised funds from New York Life. You've got infusion from your joint venture partner. Right. Are you prowling for more funds?
Not yet. Like I said, we are looking at executing what we have and to start creating a track record for ourselves. At the end of the day, we are a new player in the real estate space. It's important to build credibility and to do it in what we call the Max way. So we've got to do that, and then as we decide to grow, we'll evaluate options then.
So if you look at the Max way, and what Mr. Aniljeet Singh has done is you do a fundraising, you create value, and then you do the next fundraising at 5x the valuation.
No pressure.
So is that going to be your way too?
I think it's not fair to to put it like that and to expect that. But I think what the Max way for us is about creating products and offering services that are best in class, that are truly world class in what we want to do, that have a deep element of service, seva bhav, do it with the utmost levels of credibility and excellence. And I think if I'm able to do that for the projects that we have undertaken, I think that will be a job well done. The outcome of financial outcomes and and all of that is like I said, is just an outcome. And that will happen if we get our inputs right.
So right now, no plans for example, let's say New York Life to increase its stake. Are there any conversations, or do they have an option?
No, as of now, there are no conversations to that effect, with New York Life. But like I said, let's get these. For us, it's about getting these projects done. If we have more projects and more opportunities that come our way, which you never know when they can, we'll always look at more opportunities. And obviously New York Life is our partner, so we would go to them first.
What's the debt like on your balance sheet? Is that not something you could
at
look
Max
at?
Ventures, we have no debt.
You're zero debt.
Yeah, at Max Ventures,
so
we have no debt.
So you have elbow room to even
That's
leverage.
right. At the operating companies, which is in the packaging films company, we have a healthy debt to equity ratio, and in the real estate business, we will take on some debt corresponding to the equity that we put in. But at the holding company, it's no debt.
So for your retail shareholders, how will you continue to reward them to hold on to Max Ventures?
We've said that quite clearly, that Max Ventures is a long-term journey. It's not a short-term play. The projects,
no sattabazi.
Exactly. The projects that we are doing are long-term. The packaging, long gestation, real estate, the buildings will come up in the next 2 to 3 years. The capex that we're putting in now will get ramped up over the next couple of years. So I'm very confident that in 3 to 4 years, for the long-term investor, this is a good investment.
Which can I just say, someone from outside, it's both you and your wife have decided to take this path of doing projects with a long gestation period.
Right.
You can't be impatient. You have to be very patient, which is very different from your generation. Would you agree with that? It's not about building an app or getting a quick return, hot money. It's none of that.
Yeah. Our focus, actually, when Tara and me both started out thinking about doing what we want to do, our focus is on really making a difference and doing something that stands out. Like I said, from a product, from a service perspective, it's truly world class in what we do, and Antara has done that. You've seen that yourself. And I guess to do that, it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
At least to in the projects that we've come across. We would love to have something that's shorter gestation, but I guess for the...
But has this also been perhaps one of the big teachings of Mr. Anuljit Singh or Mr. Rahul Khosla?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think we have to be patient to see the product in its and the creation that we want to do in its true sense, and that does take some time.
Now, if I were to talk to you from a little different perspective, you're responsible to your board of directors.
That's right.
You're responsible to your shareholders. You're also responsible, in a sense, to your father-in-law. Is that easy to manage so many expectations and so much responsibility?
So far, it feels okay. It doesn't feel
easy breezy.
I think they've been very easy on me so far. I hope it stays like that. No, but I think my relationship with Bass has been is touchwood very strong. He's been a mentor to me over the past few years. Very patient. And the board as well has given me some headroom to grow, to learn, make a few mistakes, and patient with me with that. And I hope I don't let them down.
I'm sure you know what people might say, but if you read every one of your interviews, you and Tara have been so emphatic about it that succession, ownership, and management are all different leaves.
Yeah.
You cannot mix all of them together. Are you tired of having to always explain that?
I guess time will tell. But no, I can understand where the question comes from. But like I explained, for us, Tara and me are in management role in Max Ventures, and she at Antara. Me and Max Ventures, and she at Antara, and that's our role today. We do not think about the other aspects of.
Now she's also on the Max India
board, absolutely. Yeah. And our working relationship and our reporting, in a sense, is to our board and to Rahul. So to that extent, it's as arm's length as it can be.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Which was exactly what Tara told me when I went to interview her at Antara. That I report not to my father. I report to Mr. Rahul Khosla, because I know what people say. He's being groomed to be the heir apparent or whatever.
No, I think that's, the important question here is that for Tara and me particularly, and we don't really spend much time thinking about that, but for the roles that we have and for the management position that we have, can we really do our best and to really create value for all our stakeholders and shareholders? And if we are able to do that in a sustainable way,
you deserve it.
It's not about deserving. I think we will feel that
you earned it.
We are satisfied with what we've done. For us, it's about a level of satisfaction that will come with what we do. That's most important.
Well, Max Ventures also invests. It has a hospitality business as well. So let's talk about that after this short commercial break. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.